In my life, I've been fortunate enough not to have many people close to me die and pass away. So, loss as far as death is not something that I've dealt with on a personal level. In my adult life, when I was a child, my grandmother died and my grandfather died, but I really didn't know, especially at the time, how to deal with it because I was a kid. A more recent situation that I can talk about, it's kind of out of the norm. Some people may say that it's trivial, but for me it was a significant loss. The loss of a relationship that I had with my child's father. The relationship was ruined due to infidelity on his part, and I was 7 months pregnant at the time. And the emotion of the loss of dealing with losing not only a best friend because we were together for 6 years, but also the family unit. That was someone I planned on spending the rest of my life with, raising a daughter with, and for it all to be turned upside down and to lose the relationship was really hard for me. It was really difficult to come to terms with this person not being a part of my life like he was for 6 years, and especially being the father of my child. Some of the coping styles I used, I think at one point I was very depressed. Just like a seasonal depression for a couple weeks, a minor depression, as the book refers to it as, but a lot of sleeping, a lot of crying. I used a lot of emotional focused coping, as Dredge states in the book. I really just worked through my emotions. I was able to talk to my best friend. I was able to talk to my mom about it, and people who were close to me that could help me figure it out. At this point in my life, 2 years later, I'm over this situation, but there are still some triggers because I see him every week because he picks up my daughter and he spends time with my daughter, and it always still brings up the emotion of being cheated on and not feeling good enough. And that was a really hard time in my life. Like I said, some people may say that it's trivial, but for me, it was a loss of a person. It was a loss of a relationship of someone I planned on spending the rest of my life with. It was really hard to deal with it, but I think I'm better now. For me, I like to talk out my emotions and I like to work through them, and it really helped me. As far as it goes today, not many triggers bother me anymore. Just seeing him brings up some emotions, but I think I'm better now. Heartbreak, in my opinion, is one of the hardest things to get over, especially when it breaks up a family unit. And I have a lot of insight on that for any patients that need someone to refer to about that. But that was my loss of someone.